Due to the strangeness and horror of this story, can you imagine, dear viewer, that it is a drawing by a child hiding behind it the secret of a terrifying crime that the police could not solve for more than 45 years? What if I told you that this story literally drove me crazy and left me shocked by its terrifying details, because it is real and documented, and a full documentary has been made about it on Netflix? Are you ready to know the strange story? Then let's begin the episode. In January 2000, there was a mother named Judy Foster who had a little daughter named Hannah, 3 years old. Judy, a separated mother, lived with her daughter in Orange County, California. At one point in her life, she decided to move with her daughter to the city of Chico in California in search of a new home. Chico is a beautiful city with everything needed to build a family and live a stable life. When Judy arrived in the city, she liked the place from the very first moment. She found a residential complex with an apartment for rent, number 14. The complex had a garden, beautiful flowers, and a large swimming pool, in addition to being close to the school, which made it ideal for her and her daughter. Indeed, Judy rented the apartment and moved in on January 31st, 2000, optimistic about a new life. But from the moment she entered the apartment, she felt something strange. She sensed that the house lacked tranquility and that some evil hovered over it. She tried to ignore the feeling and start a new life, but the troubles began from the very first night. Strange phenomena appeared. Hannah's shoe, which her mother placed beside the door, was moved to the bed without anyone touching it. When Judy asked her daughter, the child insisted that she had not done anything. The matter did not stop with the shoe. One time, Judy heard her little daughter greeting someone and saying, "Hi," as if she were talking to a person, even though only Judy and her daughter were in the house. When Judy asked, "Who are you talking to, Hannah?" the child pointed to an empty spot in the room and said, "I'm talking to the girl standing here. Her name is Marliz." Judy was shocked because the room was completely empty. She tried to explain it by thinking maybe someone passed by the window, but Hannah insisted on her words, even describing the girl as wearing a white shirt and saying her name was Marliz. As days passed, Hannah began drawing strange pictures of this girl and showing them to her mother, saying, "This is her, Mom, the girl I see every day." The most terrifying drawing showed Marliz hanging, with a man wearing glasses and a woman with short hair standing beside her. The strange phenomena were not limited to the child. Judy herself began to see recurring dreams of a girl being chased by a blue car with a man and a woman inside, calling her to get in, but she quickly ran away. Each time Judy woke up terrified, and the dreams kept repeating in a frightening way. Stranger still, these dreams contained mysterious numbers. The first was 35.76, and the second was the letter E, followed by the number 17. Judy did not understand their meaning, but she felt they were connected to what was happening in the apartment, and it wasn't just the dreams. One night in February, around 3:37 a.m., Judy woke up to the static sound of the television in the other room, as if it had turned on by itself. When she entered the room, she found the TV running, even though her daughter was asleep and no one else was in the house. Then she heard another sound from the kitchen and found one of the gas burners lit by itself, while at the same time her daughter's toy, Ernie, started talking as if someone had pressed it. Suddenly, all the lights in the apartment turned on at once. Terrified, Judy grabbed her daughter and rushed to her neighbor, who was the manager of the housing complex, to ask for help. When they returned together to the apartment, everything seemed normal, with no explanation for what had happened. That night, Judy could not sleep in her apartment and sat in the garden crying until morning. The next day, she met an old man from the neighborhood who had lived there for more than 25 years. He told her, "Judy, no one stays long in this apartment, number 14. When she asked him why, he explained that a girl had lived there years ago but had completely disappeared and was never found. The girl who disappeared was named Mary Elizabeth Spanhake, nicknamed Marliz. She was a beautiful and polite 18-year-old girl who lived in Ohio and had dreamed since childhood of becoming a famous actress. Marliz was in a relationship with a young man named John Barth, and over time they fell in love and decided to move to Chico, California, where they lived in apartment number 14. But Marliz could not adapt to her new life and did not like living in California, in addition to minor disputes with John. She decided to return to her family's home, but from that day she completely disappeared under mysterious circumstances. The police first suspected John, especially since Marliz's mother said he was a drug addict and irresponsible. But investigations found no evidence against him, and he even passed a lie detector test, so he was considered innocent. Thus, the police failed to find Marliz or any trace of her, and the case was closed in 1977 as unsolved. But the story did not end there. Even more terrifying events began. On May 19th of the same year, another crime occurred similar to Marliz's disappearance, and this time the victim was a girl named Colleen Stan. Colleen Stan was an ordinary girl walking down a street in California, waiting for a car to take her to her friend. Suddenly, a car stopped with a man, a woman, and a little girl inside. The scene looked safe, so she got in without hesitation. But from that moment, Colleen completely disappeared, and her torment began. The man was named Cameron Hooker, and his wife was Janice. Cameron was a sadistic person who had long been searching for a girl to kidnap and turn into his slave. After deceiving Colleen, he placed a wooden soundproof box on her head, then handcuffed her and put her in the trunk of the car. When he arrived at his house, he took her to the basement and began a series of psychological and physical torture. At first, Cameron tried to cut Colleen's vocal cords so she could not scream, but he failed and caused her severe bleeding. Then he decided to keep her in the basement and torture her in unimaginable ways, such as forcing her to sleep inside a wooden coffin, chaining her, and subjecting her to fake slavery contracts he convinced her to sign. He deceived her into believing he was part of a secret organization, and that if she did not obey, this organization would harm her family. His control over her reached the point where he allowed her to visit her family for just one day, but she returned to him out of fear of the supposed organization. She remained captive for 7 full years, enduring all kinds of psychological and physical torment, while his wife Janice sometimes participated out of fear of him. In November 1984, Janice entered a church in California and confessed to the priest about what was happening. The priest called the police, and an officer came to listen to her. Janice was crying and said she had escaped from her husband Cameron, who had been torturing her and Colleen. Thanks to her confession, the police reopened the investigation. They found photos and torture tools in Cameron's house, along with the slavery contract Colleen had signed. These pieces of evidence were enough to convict him. In 1984, his trial began, and after 5 weeks he was sentenced to 104 years in prison. But the shocking part was that Marliz's crime was not proven against him, because her body has never been found to this day, and the case remained a mystery. In 2008, after many years of events, Judy decided to contact the police to tell them about her strange dreams related to Marliz. The surprise was that the police at that time were preparing to reopen the case. Judy told Officer Kevin that she had seen in her dreams the number 35.76 and the code E17. The officer was shocked because these numbers were linked to a place believed to be where Marliz's body was buried, a side street named E17, and the distance between Cameron's house and the location was about 35.77, very close to the number Judy had seen in her dream. But despite this, Marliz's body has not been found to this day, and her family still hopes to find it to give her a proper burial. As for Colleen, she survived, later married, and became a mother and grandmother. Meanwhile, Cameron is still in prison, with the possibility of conditional release. The case remains a great mystery, and its strange phenomena and Judy's dreams have made many wonder, can the spirits of victims communicate with the living to reveal hidden secrets? In the end, after all these terrifying and mysterious events, the question remains, have you ever dreamed of something strange that later came true in real life? Write your opinions in the comments, and with that, we conclude our episode. See you in the next one, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and activate the bell.